Hello, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. Of course, it is Flashback Friday. Okay, we getting into a little bit of Last Dragon. I got my girl Moochie here and to help me break it on down. We going back into time. What's going on?
What's up?
What is going on, everybody? I'm excited to talk about this movie. This is to be my jam, man.
Mine too, Tamika. Did you go to the movies to see this?
Yes.
Okay. This is when you used to have to go to the
yes.
movies because stuff wouldn't come out for a year or two later.
Exactly. Not like now where it be in there a couple of weeks later, maybe a month the most. So what is going on, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us. Hey, Shannon. What's going on? Hey, Rashonda. What's going on, to Marcus Vaughn?
What's up?
So yeah, y'all. Of course, today's movie is The Last Dragon, and y'all know I like to give y'all a little bit of fun facts. Probably some stuff you heard. Never know. Might be one thing you haven't heard, and sometimes like to shine a little bit of light on people. So it's actually a lot of different facts about this movie. I would say, like, if you sit there and Google this or even look up videos. There's probably other people that have done videos on it. It got to be anywhere from maybe 10 to 50 different facts that I saw, but we ain't going to get into all of them. But the ones that stood out the most. Hey, Daria, I see you, coming in on Facebook. Thank you for checking
Daria.
in. And of course, if anybody's watching from Facebook or Twitter, make sure y'all hit that like. Y'all can come on over here to YouTube and hang out with us over here if you want to. But if not, we appreciate y'all from watching over there too. So this movie is kind of like a lot of the movies that we've talked about from the past, where it was critical failure. People didn't really care too much for this movie at the time, but at the same time, it did have box office success because they paid $10 million to make it. It was a $10 million budget, and then it made $33 million. So it wasn't like it was a failure at the box office, and then it became a cult classic. Amongst people like us, with that. You just would see people saying the lines from it. It's definitely one of those movies that people can say the lines.
Playing the characters for Halloween.
Yes, you see cosplay. Had Busta Rhymes who used it in one of his videos, and I think especially when you think about Busta Rhymes from back in the days when he first came out, you could see him probably playing Show Enough in a daggone movie if they would have did a remake of it, right? And then definitely. The original budget was actually 12 million, but then they told them that they needed to cut it down by 2. And supposedly they were trying to cut some things out. However, 40 pages end up getting deleted, and they were saying they didn't want it to be that many. And then they was pretty much like, okay, well, you got what you wanted. We cut it down. And so they literally had to use whatever pages that they had left over, and they used every single thing that they had. Of course, it's not hard to tell that this was inspired by Bruce Lee, and that they got the permission to use like the footage that we see in the movie. Literally last minute, the owners of the Bruce Lee footage, let them use it or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. And the writer, Louis Venosa, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He just basically wanted to see something where it was a black person, but doing martial arts, doing karate. He's like, we never saw that before. The only other person that we probably did see doing that at that time or before that time was Jim Kelly. And they did go to him.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he did it too.
Yes.
He was in
absolutely.
He was in Enter the Dragon.
He was
in Enter the Dragon.
Yes, and that is what they kind of look to too, the Enter the Dragon movie. So they did try to get Jim Kelly to play Show Enough, but he was basically like, no, he didn't want to be an antagonist and he didn't want to be a villain, so he turned it down. Then you had Michael Schultz as the producer and director, who also did Coolie High, Car Wash, Which Way Is Up, a bunch of different things. And there was two movies that was released around the same time where he worked on both of them, which this is one, and the other one would be Crush Groove, which I know I got that on the list to talk about too one day. Okay. And of course, these was from Motown Productions. Motown was like, listen, we killing it with the music. We got to kill it with the movies too. So, of course, Berry Gordy was behind this. We know they did The Wiz, The Jacksons, and American Dream, Lady Sings the Blues, Mahogany, Thank God It's Friday, a lot of other ones. And so far, we've
I
covered
think
a
he
lot.
belong
Did
in the
reviews on a
Traveling
lot
All
too.
Stars too.
Mm-hmm.
Remember with Billy?
Yeah. What's up,
And Richard
Detroit
Pryor was in
King?
that movie too. What up,
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Detroit?
Monique 69 Ways. What's
Damn.
going on, cuz? um, what's up, booby? So yeah, y'all. They and it's the same thing with the Wiz. Remember the Wiz failed, but it's still to me a classic. I don't care what nobody say. Lord, y'all know my cat gotta make her entrance. Come on, say hi. Say hi to the people. I'm
Hey,
here. Gotta make
Kayla.
noise.
Kayla like
And
meow,
yes. And then we had Norman Whitfield, who of course, Car Wash as well, right? Behind the soundtrack, and he worked with people such as Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Queen Latifah. The list go on and on and on. And when we talk about the soundtrack, we had Stevie Wonder on the soundtrack, DeBarge, of course, Vanity, The Temptations, Rockwell, Smokey Robinson, right? And we also had Willie Hutch, who was a producer, singer, songwriter, who's behind one of the more famous songs, The Glow, of course. You got the glow. All right. And he also worked on the movies Foxy Brown and The Mac. So those is just some that I wanted to shine a light on. You don't have this project without having them involved. And then you got, of course, even though the movie might not have done that well, the soundtrack actually did real well. And one thing in particular that just kind of blew through the roof was The Barge with Rhythm of the Night. That peaked at number 3 on the 100 Billboard and also number 1 on the R&B charts. It was just killing it at the time. Then you had Ron Von Cliff, who was the fight coordinator, and he was also Tom Meek's like instructor and friend, in real life, even before getting on the movie. Probably a big factor of how he got in the movie. And then when we talk about people that came out for the part, we have for Leroy Green, Mario Van Peebles tried to be him. Lawrence
Really?
Fishburne and audition, Denzel audition for both Leroy and Sure Enough, and Wesley
Wait, who
Snipes also.
what did Lawrence Fishburne
Those is all
audition
for
for?
Leroy Green. Yeah.
Could you
He
imagine
tried to go for
Morpheus being
Leroy Green.
Leroy? Could you
Yes.
imagine that? As soon as you say
I
Lawrence
was like,
Fishburne,
wait
I
a
thought
minute.
about the Matrix and all of that.
Yes, and it's funny how
That's a
he
good
ended
fun
up in the
fact.
Matrix later, right?
Exactly. So he probably
And
went there doing his best kung fu and all of that.
Then, like I said, Denzel actually tried for both parts, right? So going to Show Enough, we also had Ron O'Neal audition for Show Enough, Fred Williamson, Billy D. Williams, Carl Weathers, R.I.P. Shout out to Carl Weathers, and
What?
Jim Brown. So I was like, wait a minute,
Wait a minute, Carl Weathers?
Yes.
That would look now. If they made him Show Enough and they would have had to do all of that to him, then would you still be attracted to Carl Weathers? Yeah. He would have had that shirt off and them
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Ron Van Cliff, aka the Black Dragon. Exactly. Okay, Suburbia, you know your stuff. So I loved hearing those little fun facts. But I think at the end it turned out the way it was supposed to. And of course, even though looking back now, we would probably say this was a star-studded cast. At the time, it wasn't because most of the people had never acted in anything before. So this was like their first time being in movies. So for instance, how we had William H. Macy, who didn't have a big role. He was JJ, who played Laura's assistant. Later on, look how many movies and shows he's been in, right? Two off the
Wow.
hand that we can think about is Fargo, the movie, and of course, Shameless on Showtime. But he's been in countless other things. Then you have Mike Starr, who played Rock. He was in Goodfellas, Dumb and Dumber, and the list could go on when it come to him, right? And then we had Leo O'Brien, who was Richie. Of course, Leroy's little brother. He also in real life was the brother of Master G from, of course, the rap
Sugar Hill
group
Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, and unfortunately, he passed away in, I believe it was 2012. Was supposed to survive. He had actually got a shot in his abdomen, and they said he was gonna be okay. But then later he had complications and passed away. And they actually used to still like meet up with Tameik and hang out with him. He had seen him like right before he passed. We know when it comes to Vanity, and I talked about this when I was doing Purple Rain. She actually turned down Purple Rain. Prince had wanted her in there. Of course, they used to date, and he got with her after she was with Rick James. And then she was with Eddie Murphy before that. So that makes me laugh because we know they was all cool.
All hanging out together.
Yes.
Yeah. They was just passing
but she changed her life around later.
Mm-hmm. I know she found God.
Yeah, she found God. And she had kidney problems and stuff like that. And later she ended up succumbing to, that. But, God bless the dead. It's vanity. Huh?
I said she passed right before Prince.
Yes, she did. She passed right before Prince. Yep. So, and of course, when it comes to, Tameik, he basically played, of course, Leroy Green, aka Bruce Lee. And he was a martial arts artist, but he wasn't into acting. So it was like they had to work with him when it came to acting. Whereas Julius Curry, who played Sure Enough, and he died in 2008 from pancreatic cancer, RIP to him too. He never had did martial arts, however, he did act. So, they kind of filled in with all of them. And then Faith Prince played Angela, and her character was kind of, made in thoughts of Cyndi Lauper. And I think when you see the character, you could pretty much tell that's who they was going for when they did that. I also thought that it was interesting that during that first sequence that we see where he hits the arrow and it cracks in half, he actually did that. That was a real life stunt. It took him about 2 hours to get it right, but I was like, okay, everybody did their own stuff. So I was like, go ahead, okay, put some respect on his name.
Okay.
So I thought that was some little facts that some of y'all may or may not have known about. Okay. Yes, he did. Listen, I used to have such a crush on that man, child.
No. And then the video, let's wait.
Yes. I was like, yeah, let's wait. You're right.
Let's wait a while. Yeah, you don't do nothing with him. Wait till I'm old enough.
Right.
Okay.
Most definitely. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the movie, y'all. Now, y'all know what this. You know what's funny too? Because of course they did The Wiz and they did this as far as Motown Productions, and this movie kind of puts me in the mind of The Wiz a little bit. Like it's a completely different story, but the fact that we're in Harlem, we're in New York, he has reached his, limit of becoming a master, and his master tells him to go and search for the higher, power. And it's like he's on this search for really something that he already has, but he doesn't realize that. So, of course, I didn't look at it that way back in the days, but rewatching it recently, I was like, this is kind of similar.
And all of that. Okay, and just watching what he's saying, I was like, he's gonna become a master.
Yeah. So, of course, this is where, we was just talking about where he basically catches the arrow and, breaking the arrow and all of that. And he tells him, like, you've come to your, highest point that you could come. Anything else, you got to go out and you got to find it. You got to search it. He gives him this medallion and he tells him it's going to help him on his journey of what he's looking for. So, he starts out on this quest. Lord of mercy. Okay. And of course, being as though he's into martial arts and his one of his biggest idols is Bruce Lee, he liked to go to the movies and watch the old, karate flicks. I know we used to watch these on Saturdays, me and my
Yeah,
brothers. Hmm.
I used to watch them too.
So lo and
I went to the
behold,
movies to see them too.
he's sitting here minding his business, and sure enough, and his crew come in. Who's the baddest? And disrupting the movie theater. They telling him to shut the hell up. It was so funny because right before he comes in is a guy that is playing his radio, and you see this guy get up and stomp out the radio, and everybody's cheering. It's like he jumps on it and stomps it out in the same way at the same time that somebody's getting stomped out in the movie, and they all cheering and happy. So now when Show Enough come in, he's basically bullying everybody in the damn theater, and this little boy says, I know who could beat you. And he like, who said that? The way he picked that little boy up in the air and was just throwing him around, I'm like, really? And the little boy was like, Bruce Leroy. And he was like, Bruce Leroy. Why Bruce Leroy was so unbothered though? That's what made me laugh too, because he just looked and started smiling and looked back at the movie screen like, Moochie, what you thought about?
I like this part because he was sitting there chill, and he was like you said, unbothered, but he was like, he wasn't even paying. He just wanted to enjoy his movie and enjoy his noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. He was not even thinking about him. So some people, I guess, would have said he was scared or intimidated or a coward, but really, he just wasn't paying him no mind. He was like, I got bigger and better things to do. Shoot, I'm on my journey. And he was just trying to enjoy his day off. And even when he came in his face and like put his fist there, he didn't blink not one time. He just still was sitting there staring at him like, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so all these people decide they're gonna start lining up and coming towards him, taking turns to fight him. And pretty much they always getting their behind kicked one by one. I was cracking up when the same guy that stomped out the radio tried to come towards him, and the lady was like, yeah, get him, baby, don't let him mess up your face. He got beat the hell up too. He basically like slammed his head against the stage like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He beat up a couple of people in this
yeah,
movie
he
there.
was just literally beating them up one by one. And in the midst of them fighting, Leroy gets up and is walking across to go ahead and head the hell out. And he's like, Leroy, you're going to have to face me sooner or later, punk. So this is when we meet Eddie Arcadian and his girl Angela. A hot damn mess. I always wanted to know what the hell was in the tank, because we see that they feeding this, whatever's in the tank, they feeding it, and it comes up like that thing was cleaned in 2 seconds. It was nothing left but a damn bone.
Mm-hmm. I thought it
I don't
was
know
a
what
piranha
the.
or something.
That's what I was thinking, but they never confirmed it. I'm like, what the hell
Yeah,
was in that damn tank?
her voice, the ladies. Annie Arlene, right? That was her name.
Yes. Hey, see, what's going
Hi.
on? She's saying that's my favorite film from my childhood, Bruce Leroy. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Suburbia says Kung Fu Theater at 3 o'clock. Yes.
Yes.
What's going on, Candy Love?
Hey,
Yeah,
Candy.
so it was like we know whatever was in that, you ain't want to have your face close to that tank. And of course, that's what I was talking about with him telling Leroy, like, sooner or later you gonna have to face me, Leroy. I'm gonna get you. Okay. So he's promising her that he's gonna make her this big star. And his plan is basically to go through Vanity. Well, her name ain't Vanity, and he is Laura Charles. But he wants to use her to gain the exposure for you know, putting on
For Arlene.
yeah, he want to use it
But
to put
she,
her
keep in
on.
mind, she's like, you didn't tell that she's like she got like a show, a dance show, and they show videos and all of that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so that's mainly what they do then is like she's the host. So of course JJ is actually coming to her, telling her like, listen, Arcadian, he wants to talk to you. He has an act that he wants you to put on. And she's like, who the hell is he? And who is this act? First she was saying she had to think about it, but then she was like, no, I'm not gonna be threatened and nobody ain't gonna bully me into having to take somebody on or whatever. And he's like, no, you don't understand. This guy's dangerous. He ain't nothing to play with. And she telling him, well, call the cops. She wasn't trying to hear it.
I just realized that was him with blonde hair and all
yes,
that.
You
Usually his
see?
hair is red.
Yeah.
Red. Like, yeah.
That was his first movie he ever played in.
For
What's
real?
going on, Big Wolf Status?
Oh, hey, Big Wolf.
Yeah, so
I just
definitely
realized that was him.
Yeah, when I was looking at it, I'm like, wait, I know that face.
Wow.
Yeah, piranhas probably. So basically, she go head on out here. I can't even remember what she was performing, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I
know it's something with the elevator down. But she come out here to do her little performance. And his brother got the biggest crush on her. Okay, he's her number one fan, little Richie. So he's basically like, she says that somebody's gonna win a date, and he was like, can we get a kiss in the meantime? So she like, and the kiss go flying across the room. And I caught it. Oh God. So you want to talk about this part, Moochie? When he sent his goons.
They was going to try to scoop her up. And Bruce Leroy sees all of this.
He just so happened to be walking by.
And his brother inside. He probably went to go check on his brother. Yeah, so she got picked up. Didn't they try to pick her up here?
Yeah, she was coming out, and they make eye contact, and the slow music, it going slow motion.
And he got hit with the thunderbolt.
And then they trying to, grab her up. And he was like, oh, no, not on my watch, not while I'm here. I know y'all got it all twisted.
Yeah, he kicked they behinds.
And he basically whipped they behinds. And she was like, oh, wow. But then he disappears, quick flash. She like, well, damn, did you see where that guy went? And the taxi driver's like, no, lady, just, come the hell on. Either you going or you're not. And she finds his supposed medallion on the floor and, picks it up and puts it away. And then, of course, he tries to go back and look for it, but she already got it. And they come back all beat up and they lying their asses off talking about, don't get mad, it's not our fault. It was like 20 guys. Knowing damn well it was only one.
I know, right? I was like, where all the other people came from?
Okay, Seventh Heaven. All right now, Tika. Yes, I couldn't think of what the song was. Yes, Seventh Heaven. You right.
Oh, she know the songs too.
So here's Bruce Leroy trying to teach his class, okay, and mind his business and be in peace. He's all about peace and tranquility. And actually, this Chinese gojo that he's teaching them about is actually something that what did I say his name was? Ron Von Cliff taught him in real life. And, he was using it inside this class. And so, in the midst of him trying to mind his damn business and Teach, okay, sure enough, is gonna make sure that he gonna come all up and through here, child. They was just disrespecting Leroy like nobody business, honey. They was running, doing the kicks in his face, putting their fists in his face, just being disrespectful as hell. And you see, he was just standing there like, okay, and that's all you got. I still don't see you touching me. Okay, you don't touch me, I don't touch you. We okay.
Exactly. And that was what he had, was discipline. So
Yes.
much discipline.
Yes. And he basically was telling him to kiss his feet, bend down, and all of that. Now, they did start giving Leroy, his class did. They started giving him a little bit of the side eye because he was, acting like just to keep the peace, he was kind of willing to bend down if he had to. But Johnny, of course, was trying to act like he was about to come in there and do something when we know Johnny can't do nothing.
Johnny looked like he can do something because everybody think he can fight because he Asian.
Right.
So he do the acting part.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. I was like, y'all gonna stop disrespecting my baby. So now, yeah, I held off on this fun fact because I want to see how many people knew that this was her first role. And does anybody in the chat know? Because she had 3 names in this movie. Does anybody know any of the names that they was calling this child?
3 names?
Yeah, she had 3 names in here.
She looked like she like 3 years old.
Yes. That was her first role that she had.
Yeah, she look about 3. She's real little.
Mm-hmm. Yes, told him to kiss his Converse. The disrespect he had for my man.
Oh,
okay?
Lotus Blossom.
Disrespect. Yep, Lotus Blossom was what Leroy was calling her. And then the brother Richie was like, would y'all pick one name for this damn child? Y'all gonna confuse her. Natasha was the other name. And then if you look it up on the credits, because I believe was it the mom or the dad? I think the dad called her Natasha and the mother was calling her Sophia, or either the opposite way around. And Sophia is the one that they have on the actual credits when the movie's going out. So I don't know who put that part in, but I thought that was so cute because they say 3 different names. And then Richie be like, y'all gonna confuse this poor child. Would y'all pick one damn name and stick to it? So let me see. Inga says, couldn't tell me that I wasn't Vanity back in the day. I wanted to dress like her. I was singing like her back when she was with Prince Nasty Girl. I know that's right. I know that's right. So all of a sudden when he was pretty much coming down, they had told him to come down for breakfast, and all of a sudden he sees Laura Charles on the screen. Now, mind you, before this, Richie was just telling his mother and father how it was a contest and he got a chance to win it, and his father was like, but I don't get it. You all excited about a contest where you gonna get to kiss her or be on a date with her? Like, what else you get besides that, right? And Leroy gets excited when he sees her on the screen. So mommy and daddy was like, well, wait a minute, because we don't normally see him getting interested in girls. So we getting kind of happy. And Richie was like, yeah, I bet you, you know what I'm saying, do want to see her. She's beautiful, but that's my girl. So now he's all hard up like, no, you don't understand. This is the lady that I bumped into the other night. And, I lost something. I'm looking for something. And Richie over here talking about, yeah, I bet you are looking for something. Thinking he mean that he trying to get with her. Yeah. So he basically begs Richie to take him to the spot. He's like, you got to take me with you. And does anybody remember what he has? Oh, wait, I think I skipped over something. But does anybody remember what he had Richie do so that he can get to go with him? Because he pretty much kept telling him he's a cornball. He was like, nah, you can't hang with me. What did he want him to do? Lord have mercy. Let me see if anybody put it in the comments.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'll put it in the chat. Almost
Yeah, Nasty Girl definitely was a jam. And that's part of the reason why she went for this role, because she wanted to do something different and she kind of wanted to step away from, Prince and what he wanted her to do and all of that kind of stuff. Because, like I said, he originally wanted her in Purple Rain, but she turned that down. And we know that that's how, he ended up with Apollonia. Yeah, he did definitely tell him to kiss his shoes. He he did tell him to do that. And then he told him to rap. And the rap he was saying was so horrible. He told him to carry him. He told him to kiss his shoes. And he told him to rap. And he was like the most horrible rap in the world. I said, Lord, child. He was desperate. So he takes him to the studio and he goes in. And of course, while he's going in, and Leroy is standing outside, he ends up seeing them kidnapping Laura. Tries to chase after it, but he's too late. But basically they left the clipboard behind that shows that it's Eddie. So Moochie, you want to talk a little bit about this part?
Well, I want to talk
when
about
they
Dumb and Dumber, the
literally
kidnapper. They had her forced. They was forcing her to listen to this god awful music. Was this the? No, this is not the song where she goes. Boop boop. Oh, this is Dirty Boy.
Yes.
I found the dirt.
Oh God.
Boy. I found him.
Yes, yes. I mean, the fact that they sitting there holding her damn head, like literally trying to force her, and I don't understand how the other guys that was in the room wasn't noticing this. They or either this was just a normal thing to them, because they literally clapping when it's all finished and excited, and she could see the look on her face. She was even trying to make excuses like, Eddie, maybe she's just tired. Leave the girl alone.
Sure, they clapping because they got to. That's they boys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, in hindsight. Yeah, she did do all her own singing, though. She really was singing.
Big Wolf's dad said this was a real song.
Yeah.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So, of course, Leroy come in. He bust their behinds, okay? Gave them the business. He saves Laura, gets her up out of there, takes her back to the spot. And she like, don't run away, please stay here. Give me 5 minutes.
I have something for you.
Mm-hmm. And she done found his, medallion and give him a chain so that he can have it around his neck. And he like, thank you so much.
Then he bowed to her too. Yeah, he bowed.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I was just like, okay. But of course, he ends up leaving right after, because he's saying he got this journey to go to. So this is his first time, I think, that he comes over here. He's looking for the master. And you got these three. They definitely had some personalities on them, honey. And I think they said, too, that this was one of the first movies that you saw, Asian or Chinese kind of imitating black people. And then, a black person in terms of the karate and martial arts and all of that. So, of course, the first time he come around, they like, get out of here, sucker. What you looking for, a chump? Ain't no damn master here. They just dissing the hell out of him. So,
and then he was chop. He did his
because at first they was out there singing, dancing, just partying. What's the name of the song?
Sukiyaki.
Yeah.
I know it started like that.
Yes. They was getting there. You sock it to me, I sock it to you. Yes. So they basically just shut the door in his face, play him like a clown. Now at this point, Moochie, oh Lord.
Oh, this is messed up, yo. I don't own that. When he kicked it, when she was
Yeah.
singing, he was like, "Shut up."
Poor Daddy Green, man. All he was trying to do was enjoy his business, open up his business. Daddy Green's Pizza, okay? Trying
The
to,
mother was about to go
get.
ham on him.
Yeah, the mother was trying to get at him, period. I ain't blame her. I said, I know that's right, mama. And Richie got dumped in the trash, poor thing. Trying to fight him, and he telling him, my brother gonna kick your behind. But he was like, nah, your brother actually been running from me. Like, let him know that I'm looking for him. Yeah, because at first he said he was looking for Leroy Green, and he said, I'm Leroy Green. He said, no, not you. Okay, you senior. We looking for Junior. Lord. Wait a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. I need to on my nose, and I ain't bring no tissue over here with me. And of course, Leroy comes, and he's devastated. This is one of the first times we really see him looking like, what the hell? Because now they literally picking little Richie up out of the trash. And he got spaghetti and all kind of stuff all over him, the sauce or whatever, all over him. And he's basically telling him he a coward. He like, you ain't about nothing. Everybody in the city knows that sure enough been looking for you. You busy over here knowing all this karate. What the hell is the point of you knowing it if you're not going to use it and you're not going to fight him? What you thought about this, Moochie?
I was like, he felt so hurt when he came in there, when he ran in there and saw how everything was, and that it was his fault that this happened. And then that whole thing with him being called a coward, it just really messed with him.
Yeah. I was like, oh, his mama came over and gave him a hug. So now he pissed off, right? He over here and he beating up this daggone bag in the gym. And Laura comes in to talk to him and say the craziest things has been happening to me. So I got this idea, I think that you should be my bodyguard. And he's busy in his own thoughts. So he like, what the hell are you talking about, huh? And she's like, yeah, my bodyguard. And he's like, no, I can't be nobody's bodyguard. I got too much going on and all of this kind of stuff. And she's like, well, you seem like you a master, that knows how to protect people. And he says, I'm not no master. And she was like, you sure look like a master to me. I said, yes,
girl, right. Twisting your hair.
Yes. Well, he wasn't trying to hear her. He was like, yeah, no. Okay. But then his friend comes in, and he's like, that's Laura Charles, mad excited and, acting all goofy and geeky over her. And he was like, of course he could be your bodyguard. He knows how to do this. She was like, no, but he's telling me no. He was like, no, don't pay him no mind. He going through something right now. And, he was telling her how he's so happy to meet her. And she was like, I'm happy to, meet you too. And he like, did you hear what she said? She said she was happy to meet me. Laura Charles said she happy to meet me. So he's trying to figure out like what the hell is going on with, Leroy. Why is he acting like this? Why he ain't paying, why he don't want to be her guard and, things of that nature. But, he's still in his feelings over showing up and them coming in there basically tearing up his parent stuff. Did I skip over something? No, okay, I did. No. So now at this point, Eddie and them is hiring people to come in for to help get Leroy. Different different hitmen and different people that could possibly take him out and beat him up or whatever, since he feels like he disrespected him and he feels like he came in there beating all of them up. And at the same time, him and his girl get into it because she's like, this doesn't feel like it's about me anymore. Like, you make a lot of promises. At one point you said Rock was going to become this famous wrestler or boxer, and what happened? He did nothing but sit here and be your bodyguard, and you made me all of these promises and nothing ain't happening. And he tried to get cute with her and tell her she needs to sit down, shut up, her tits is cute or whatever, but that's all. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't need to hear nothing out your mouth. And my girl, I said, okay, sis, I see you. Because he told her something about, you just come from Kew Gardens. You ain't no big stuff. And she's like, you know what? You might be right. I might, just have a smile and nonsense, and I may come for Kew Gardens. But guess what? You wouldn't have what you have if it wasn't for me. I said, I know that's right, girl. Check him. Okay.
And also from Kew Gardens.
Yes. Exactly. Like, you getting a little too cute. So then she was walking out on him, and he's like, well, where you going? Getting the hell away from you. So in the midst of him hiring all these different people, of course, they make their way to Show Enough because they figure he got beef with Leroy anyway. He would want to, go after him too. And they actually try to offer him some money, but he was like, nah, I don't even want the money. I'll do it for free. And Eddie, was like, you ain't got to tell me twice, shoot. Close up that suitcase then. Because he just wanted, Leroy bad anyway. He was like, tell him the time and the place. So, of course, now Leroy, comes to apologize to Laura. And she says, for him to wait there for a minute. And, she want to take him on this ride. Want to talk about that for a minute, Moochie?
Well, yeah, she takes him in the car, and it seems like their relationship, their things is changing with them. He seems like he's starting to like her now, but he's explaining to her what he's looking for and how he wants to glow, and she had this special surprise for him. I don't want to keep going. Let me just see what everybody's saying in the chat. I don't want to go too far ahead. You was mad. Wait, what? Right, that episode was mad. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about something else. All right, never mind. Thank you for coming through All Things Ruthless. What's up, Suburbia? I think my cousin took a picture with Daddy Green. He used to be on Sesame Street, Yeah, he was the original Gordon on Sesame Street. Yeah, I
remember him from Sesame Street.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't want to go
too y'all. Far so of course, he took her. She took him to the studio where she worked at. And she really wanted to, put on the music, and she done picked up, like most of us have, that he's into Bruce Lee. So she got Bruce Lee up on the screen, and when he see Bruce Lee go in for first, he's all excited just seeing Bruce Lee. That was like the best thing since Cook Rice for her to put that on. And then when Bruce Lee go in for the kiss, he go in for the kiss, okay? Because he had never kissed nobody before. So he was like, okay, I'm going to do what I see him do. So she like, okay, we getting somewhere in there. But however come, it comes up on the screen. Well, maybe I don't have, yes, I do. Yes, I do. It comes up on the screen, right? The Chinese Connection with him putting on the costume to go infiltrate, and that gives him the idea where he's like, I'm gonna leave, and she's like, damn it, Bruce, like 1 minute you have me in here where I'm kissing, next minute you done messed up my date. Now he ready to run off because he done got this idea. And at the same time, his brother was trying to sneak in to see her while they was in there, and he came with his friends. And they was originally gonna leave, but then they was like, wait, it sounds like I hear noise in there. So they turned back around. And of course, Moochie, what happened when he see, Leroy?
He done saw his brother kissing the woman he loved. He was mad. He was mad, man.
Pissed the hell off. He talk about that sucker. He don't know what to do with no woman like that. And his friend was like, he looked like he know what he doing to me. He was pissed the hell off. Mm-mm-mm. So, she said, yeah, she was ready. She sure was. Oh, God. Yes, he was big mad. He was big mad. But luckily, well, I guess maybe on one hand, depending on how you look at it, luckily that he was there and he didn't just leave, because he ends up seeing that Eddie and them came in. And he's still forcing her to watch this lady videos. I'm like, man, would you get it through your big ass head that this lady, what makes you think that you tying her up is gonna make her be like, oh yes, let me, you know what I mean? Bring him in so we can work. So now instead of her just getting tied up, the brother gets tied up too. Child, nothing ain't make me laugh harder at the fact that Richie ass did the electric boogaloo, baby.
Yeah, he's
and
fighting to get out of
way.
there.
Worked his way out of them damn ropes. I said, go ahead, Richie. He worked his way out of them damn ropes. You hear me? So then she, of course, is telling him, help her get free. And at the same time, she done had it. So she was originally coming here to talk to Leroy and let him know that Eddie is hiring, different people to come in after him. But Leroy's not here at this point. So she gets to speak to, why the heck did his name leave me? Just Donnie, yeah. She gets to speak to him. Of course, he introducing himself and he making it seem like, yeah, I know how to do the martial arts too, and beating up the damn bag and everything. And she like, okay. So he's, she tells him about it and he's like, okay, when, Leroy get here, I'm going to let him know or whatever. Don't worry about it. Now, Leroy is busy. Reason why he not there is because he done went back to where the master's at. And this time, he gonna wear his hat and his shades and bring some of Daddy Green's pizza. What you thought about this, Ramuji? Like when he's practicing, what he gonna say to them?
Hey, my man, what it look like? Then he did a high voice. Hey, my man. Oh, you know what we forgot to say with the last scene? Get your hands off my woman. Somebody put it in the chat.
Oh, yes.
I said, get your hands off my woman.
Yes, he did. Sure did say that. Take your hands off my woman. Like he was really about to be doing something. Oh my God. His little brother was about that life. Absolutely. So, they saying you look a little familiar. Don't we know you? But of course, he's trying to be like, nah, I'm the main man. And, he was like, why don't I teach y'all how to play craps? Now, mind you, he had them doing hopscotch, but he said it was craps. Yo, that was the funniest thing ever. So then, they eating up his pizza and all of that. And after a while, they basically was like, because he ends up bringing up the master again. And they like, oh, yeah, we do know you. It's the same fool that came the other day. You back with your mess. So they thought they was going to just be able to kick him out and not have to deal with him. But at this point, Leroy is pissed the hell off. So he like, I'm ready to turn up now. Y'all gonna stop playing in my face. So Leroy actually bust in that damn door, honey, with the lock and everything on it. This is why I'm like, it's so many things he's doing. That's why I said it's parts that remind me of The Wiz, because it's so many things he's doing, and yet he still think that he's, really looking for this master and that he really can accomplish certain stuff that he's already doing. And after he busts in the door, they scared. He yokes the guy up and he's like, show me to the master now. Who was the master, Moochie?
The fortune cookie machine. Yo, so this is all fake.
Yes. Hey, Nita.
Hi, Nita.
He finds out that it ain't nothing but this fortune cookie machine in the back, and he is like devastated again. Like, you gotta be kidding me. This is supposed to be the damn master. So
He's
now
like,
he's
I'll
pissed
show
off,
you. I'll
and
show
now he
you.
goes back to his master to find out why did he send him there. What did you think about this part, Moochie?
When he told him about the belt buckle,
He said a true
that is,
master would use this to hold up his pants.
yo, he sent him for nothing because he know it was here all along.
Yeah. He basically was like saying he was about to go away, and Leroy was like, what? Are you going to, find your inner whatever? And he was like, no, I'm going to damn San Francisco to visit my mother. I said, yo, this man had me cracking up. Basically, he was letting him know, like, it's been inside of you all this time.
Yes.
You don't need to look for anybody else. You've reached where you needed to reach. You got to look inside of you. That's and I think a lot of us got to do so. They gave us a message that we need to hear sometime. He was on this whole journey.
Message.
Right. So now Leroy is like, he done came back. He done found out, that they looking for them. And he like, all right, they looking for me. I'm going to go get them what, I'm saying, they looking for. And Johnny is like, you can't go by yourself. He's like, okay, if you want to come with me, come on. And he fools him, makes him think he gonna let him come with him, but really he locks him up in the damn locker. And then when my little man get there, I love him. He lets him out, and then they say, they gotta go ahead and back up Leroy. Yes, I do love that message too. It was like the eyes. And it just I just got reminded too. Shout out to my godson. I don't know if he gonna see this, but he looked a lot like Bruce Leroy.
Really? Oh, he was getting all the girls.
Oh God. So of course, Leroy get up in here. Not for nothing, I'm saying they tried to come at my man, and he was giving them the business. He ain't really need no help. He was holding it down. It was like 30 dudes coming at him, and he was just like, okay, giving it to them. But the guys do run in, and they start helping him. And Johnny, who's always just, been in here making noise and being all extra. Listen, Johnny was giving it to them too. They wasn't ready for Johnny. I said, okay, Johnny, come on.
He was giving
and then my little man, they
and doing all that.
My little man was like, oh no, y'all thought because I was little.
Oh, this is the best part of the movie to me.
What you talking about? What you talking about? Like, I love it.
Remember, he locked him in the closet though.
Yes.
He locked Johnny in the closet because Johnny was supposed to go with him. And he was like, he's like, here, you got to get a weapon. And he was like, okay, let me go get a weapon. And he pushed him in the closet. This kid was funny.
They was not ready for my little man's, okay? At all. So
I think his name is Ernie Nunez. He ended up having his own TV show. He was one of the Ninja Turtles.
Yes, that was supposed to be another one of the fun facts. Okay, Moochie, break it down, girl. Go ahead. No, break it down.
He was one of the Ninja Turtles. And he also was in the last thing he was in was it was something with The Rock, where they was real little people from the island, but they was kicking people's behind.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So at this point, Eddie's a sucker because he go running off, grabbing Laura, and to take her with him so that Leroy could follow him. Because at this point, he see that they getting their behinds kicked, basically. So, Leroy go following behind, and Richie killed me because Richie still be acting like he about to do something. He end up getting knocked the hell out.
Let me at him. Let me at him, Laura. I'll save you.
So on that thing. Leroy had to go check on him, and of course you got sure enough going, I can't imitate his voice, y'all, especially now I still got my cold, but he be like,
Look, I gotta go.
Leroy.
I gotta go behind the screen. Hold on. Leroy. Leroy.
And then it have the echo. Yes. Okay. So, right, Richie, listen, he came through though. Yes, Moochie helping out with the fun facts. Okay.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, at this point, Leroy, locks Richie up so he could go handle his business. And then Richie is just basically like, get him, Leroy, get him. So, they start fighting. Now, Leroy was holding his own for a minute, but he got a little sloppy because, come on now, Leroy. What have we learned? When you knock somebody down,
make
you
sure
make
they
sure,
down.
yeah, we ain't walking away. We ain't turning our backs. But Leroy turns his back, and when he look again, he hears Show Enough laughing, and he done look down at that spot, and Show Enough is not there no more. I said, damn, Leroy. But he ain't used to fighting. This is his first real fight, so we gotta kind of be a little understanding. He learning. So, when he look up again, child, Show Enough got that glow, bitch. Oh.
Go ahead, Tamika.
I was like, damn, he about to beat your ass, Leroy. So he had the glow now. Okay, Leroy was looking a little shook for a minute.
Leroy.
He was tearing Leroy up. I was like, come on, Leroy.
But when he started dunking him in that water, in that water.
Wait a minute.
He started remembering stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he was remembering everything. And it was like you said, everything that he learned along his journey. He was remembering.
Oh, wow.
So he realized, I am the master. And his little Show Enough's hands was just sparks compared to Bruce Leroy, y'all.
Yeah. He was definitely giving him the business.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Leroy. I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to see if I could
Suburbia Jones fun fact.
What Suburbia said?
His fun fact is the little Asian kid Ernie Reyes, Jr. His father Ernie Sr. was one of the choreographers of the movie.
Yes, he was.
They actually have a
scene. Too. Yeah, they actually have a scene in the movie together as well, Suburbia. Thank you. That's why I said there's a lot of facts around this movie.
His father's in that clip that that screenshot that you had. That's his dad.
I was trying to see if I could share this, but I don't think it's gonna let me. But Tori and Rain actually has a picture with him and TAMEIKA'S together in 2016. He still look good too. He still
yes,
look
you
good.
Can share it right over in that corner, girl. If it's a PNG, you know where I'm talking about. Like all that stuff, just put it right here. I want to see.
So, oh God, where was I at? Oh, well, Bruce Leroy, he was getting his tail whipped, okay? And he started kind of getting flashes of everything, Laura telling him, you look like a master to me. And, he hearing everything, he's seeing everything from them. Okay. He hearing everything, he's seeing everything, that's happened. And he start feeling like he might be getting a little bit of strength in him, okay? We can't go down, Leroy. We can't let it go down like this because we hearing, Sure enough, basically every minute saying, "Who's the master? Who's the master?" I said, "Who's the master?" So, or before he's like putting it on, Leroy real bad and again just, giving it to him. But then Leroy had to flip it and reverse it, y'all. Okay. My boy, he got the glow now. And he was like,
all
I
over.
am. Yes, baby. I said, you better tell him, Leroy. You better let him know who the hell the master is. What the hell you talking about, son?
He was like, motherfucker, let me go.
He said, oh, shit.
Motherfucker, let me go.
Oh, God. I love that part. For real, yo. So, he basically had to learn, like, nah, it ain't what you thought it was, okay? And then Leroy started really showing out. He started really feeling himself. He was like, what?
And he got that same thing in a Bruce Lee movie.
Like, I'm here, okay? Say please. Maybe if you beg me, if you kiss my Converse, then maybe we could talk about something. All right?
Let me go.
So at this point, when he see that he getting his tail whooped, he over here dunking him in the water and all of that. Eddie Arcane again, being the bitch that he is, he decides to go ahead and pull the hammer out now because nothing else wasn't working.
Pew, pew, pew.
He had the Jerry curl glow. Right, Bruce Leroy glow was different. That's a fact. Okay,
his is all over.
You got that glow, okay? So, he thinking he took him out. He over here smiling and everything, and so he flipped him over. And because remember, at one point when Show Enough came to the theater, he was like, "Yeah, catches bullets with his teeth, right? Catches bullets with his teeth. Yeah, right."
He
My man flipped over like, say cheese. I was like, go Leroy. Right. Catches bullets with his teeth. Ninja, please. Oh, God. I love this movie, y'all. I know it might be cheesy, but I still love it.
I like it too. You know, there's something like if you see it on TV, but now that's what I miss about TV. Because if you see it on TV, sometimes you stop and watch it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't help to watch it.
Yeah. Now, Eddie made me laugh. Typical, no offense to the white people if y'all watching, but he up here chained up. The cops have been called, and when the cops get there, he got the nerve to say, "Thank God y'all here." They they was trying to mug me, and we was gonna report a mugging. It's like, dude, no, you're the criminal here. We're here for you. And then Laura people pissed me off because they had the nerve to talk about, Laura, your hair is messed up. It's almost showtime. Where have you been? Check where the hell you think I've been. They done damn kidnapped me. Like, what are we talking about here? A hot mess, y'all. I was like, the audacity. So, of course we get on over here and we ready for the show. And she looking through the crowd. And he come from walking behind with the flowers with the white on. And now all of a sudden, when one of the guys say to Richie, "Oh, he's a cornball," he like, "That ain't no cornball. That's my brother." Now we want to say he our brother.
Could you teach me some moves?
Yeah, that's when he stepped out because at first she didn't see him. And at first he just moving his lips and she keep going, what? And then finally the damn music cut off and he mad loud.
That's when they was calling him a cornball.
Can you teach me some moves?
And he's the master.
He's the master. Show now. The soundtrack was fire. Yeah, it was.
Oh
It
yeah.
definitely was. It definitely was. So of course she go running down the stairs to him. And we gonna go ahead and, little kissy poo.
I like the ending of this though. It was like a happy ending.
Yes. I like this movie.
The
I
guy
really,
gets the
really do.
girl. The guy fights for the girl.
Yeah. You couldn't tell me that wasn't me that he was coming to. I was
You
like, I'll
know?
teach you every move that you want to be taught. Okay.
Yeah,
Now let me stop.
exactly. I could teach you some moves.
Oh God. But yeah, y'all, that was The Last Dragon. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We actually got another live. We got to do in like 5 minutes. When Moochie, you want to tell the people what they need to do and tell them what you got going on and where they can meet us at next and all that good stuff.
So let me start with this. If you have not, hit the like, hit the share, put us up in that algorithm, y'all, and holla at your girl. We are going over to my channel to talk about High Towns episode, and this was good. Osito got the patch like Slick Rick, so we gonna get into it. So come on over, have a good time. We just talking about it tonight, and we gonna, have fun and chop it up.
Okay, y'all. Yes, we about to get into Hightown. Tomorrow night got a panel going on for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Sunday, we got Throwback Sunday. Right, Moochie?
That's I'm doing Hell Up in Harlem. That's what's next. This is the part 2 to Fred Williamson. So we're gonna get into him and have some fun with that too. All right.
Yes.
And don't forget, Monday is the second part of Run DMC at 9. We're doing the second part of Run DMC, Kings from Queens, the Run DMC documentary. We're gonna have some fun with that too, y'all. So come through, come through and just enjoy it. We want to have fun and talk about shows and have a lot of nostalgia, all right? Tamika.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining. If y'all watch Hightown, we're going to see y'all in a minute with that. Thanks for coming through, y'all.
Bye. All right, let me go. I already got everything set up. You just got to change your Facebook. I think. Because I think the YouTube changed automatic. But check, okay?
Okay.
I changed it to 10:25, so we got 4 minutes now.
Okay.
All right, later.